So, Rajiv, as an accountant, why are numbers important?
Well, I don't know if they're important to me, right, personally. I'm an accountant, so I must be familiar with numbers, and they're important to businesses because the story that they tell. So, you know, in every business, you need a statement to be prepared at the end of a period, which tells a story about the business, you know, whether it's made a profit or a loss, what the assets are, what the liabilities are. So they're important, you know, otherwise you would be completely in the dark, or the managers of the business or the investors in the business would be completely in the dark. So they tell you how the business is doing, and it's important.
We're thinking about numbers in relation to FCC, and this week we're looking at addition. You were around at FCC since the beginning, yes?
Not quite. Sunita and I must have joined around 2000. It's been about 10 years for us.
That's a long time. Since you were there 10 years ago, how do you think God has added to us over these years?
The church actually started with a few people moving away from Repulse Bay Baptist Church. A small group of people started FCC. Actually, it was started by Ranjan and Phyllis Marwa. They used their own home as a church, and after Raymond and Priscilla joined us, we grew. We grew to about 120 people when we moved to Parkview. But I think the composition of the membership has changed a lot. So at the beginning, when it started, it was quite expat, and it was always interesting because in the summers when we went to church, if we were here, you know, we would sort of sit around a circle because there was no need to lay out the chairs or anything. So things have really changed now because, as we know, I mean, it doesn't really matter whether it's summer or whatever. Our numbers remain fairly constant throughout the year, and that's because the proportion of the expats has come down hugely, and we now, of course, we have a predominantly sort of local English-speaking Chinese congregation.
How do you think God is adding to us now to go into the future?
I do believe that, you know, we have a membership that is mature in many ways, but probably we still have a lot further to go. A lot further to go. Personally, I feel very challenged when I hear about all the various missions that are taking place, and I think it's been good that you youth have been doing so much in the Philippines. Certainly I would like for us, you know, each of us to have ways in which we can serve other people, the poor especially, because we know God's heart is for the poor. So not just reading the Bible and praying, but putting that into practice, reaching out to the poor, and evangelism, you know, making a difference to people's lives as God touches us through His Word and through prayer.
What kind of a place would you like FCC to be?
I think the main thing about FCC, you know, what I appreciate about FCC is that we care for each other, you know, and it's not about the various ministries or whatever. I think it's people caring for each other and being there for each other, and I think that's key to it. I mean, it's not an institution. It's not about programs. It's about touching people where they hurt and being there for them, whether it's through the home group or whether it's on Sundays. Or I think we're sensitive to that. It's highly relational. My challenge for both my boys, I mean, they always challenge me about my faith, and one of the things they say that they don't like about church is that you know, I don't know, we all are too nice, and we feel we have to be a certain type of person when we come to church. I don't think so. I think we just have to be ourselves. So I think, you know, that's something great about FCC, that, you know, I don't see any pretend people there. I think I see real people there, people who hurt, people who put their hands up when they feel like it when they're worshipping. They're real people. I think one of the things that we probably do need to do more is to add to our numbers. Even though this discussion has been about adding to things, we have maybe remained at a constant number for too long, and maybe our challenge is now to reach out and bring more people in and be more conscious of the fact that we should be introducing the faith to our friends and family.